Hey there, Spencer Jones here, and welcome to this video where I'm going to share a lie that has been told to high performers for what seems like eons, is so deeply embedded into our culture that we just take it for granted. But it's a lie that is holding you back from shining your full light, from making the impact that you are meant to make. Now, I know it sounds like big promises, but I'm going to share that lie, I promise you, and how to get out of that slippery slope, to get back to that firm foundation so that you can fully shine bright, so that you can have that impact that you are meant to make, to have that calm, that clarity, that groundedness. But first, I'm guessing you are here today because, well, you're already successful in many ways in your life. And you probably carry more than a lot of other people. You feel it on your shoulders, right? People trust you. They rely on you. You're the one that they always go to for support, for help, right? They admire you. And from the outside, that looks great. But on the inside, I bet you it feels heavy, doesn't it? Your mind won't shut off. It's constantly going and thinking and ruminating and just going over and over and over again. You wake up tired. Even though you got a full night's sleep, you still wake up exhausted. You feel stretched thin, like you have all these different tasks to do. And even on days that should feel good, you feel drained. It sucks. And I want you to know that the truth is, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You were just taught the wrong model of high performance. And I'll be honest, this wrong model of high performance can work. Does it get stuff done? Yes, but at the cost of burnout. And I don't know about you, I've seen the stats of burnout and it's ridiculously high. And how many of you have burnt out before only to come back and then burn out again and come back and burn out again? I've had way too many conversations when I've heard people who have burnt out, not just once, but 2, 3 times or more. Well, that sucks. That's not good for you physically. That's not good for your family, for your teams, for your mission. Let's stop carrying this burnout, this overwhelm, this stress as a badge of honor and see it for what it is. A villain that's stopping us from shining our light, from making the impact we are meant to make. So let's be honest. High achievers, the high performers in life, they don't fall apart dramatically. It's not like, oh, woe is me. It's this big old drama. And then big crash. It doesn't look like that on the outside. It might feel that way on the inside, but it doesn't look that way on the outside. They fall apart silently, quietly. And it shows up as always feeling like you need to be on. Maybe you've experienced this at points, a constant need of, I need to be on, I need to keep going. Even if when I'm around my family, I got to keep staying on top of work, I got to be showing up here. And on those down times, you can't shut it off. It's habitual. Feeling responsible for everything. What about saying fine when you know you're not? You just lie just to get through because you don't want to have that conversation. Resting. Like you do self-care, like you take care of yourself. You've heard these things and you schedule the times, you do the things for self-care, and they might feel nice in the moment, but they don't last. It's not a long-term fix. It doesn't help you actually feeling restored. That you're successful, but sometimes you're not feeling fulfilled. It's just like, okay, cool, yeah, another accolade. Oh, cool, I got this, which a lot of people just wouldn't understand and get, and I get it. Like, I get it, like we think these things fill us and make us feel whole, but how many times are you gonna keep telling yourself that lie if we're just gonna be really open and honest with each other? So, and sometimes it also looks like losing yourself in the middle of helping everybody else. It's heavy. And if you felt any of those things, I want you to know you're not alone, okay? You're not broken, you're not overloaded. Now, if you felt any of those things, I want you to know you're not alone, you're not broken, you're just overloaded. That's it, just overloaded. So let's turn that around. Let's get rid of the overwhelm and come to a calm, grounded place. And let's start by sharing this lie that we were all taught, this wrong high performance model, okay? And so here's the lie, that high performance means doing more, okay? That means caring more, pushing harder, grinding longer. We just gotta hustle for it. Let's hustle. Let's keep going, right? Like, all right, this is going, this is nice. Well, now let's go faster. And now a little more. Let's add a little more. And then over time, it just gets more and more and more draining and overwhelming, but we gotta keep grinding more. And then something falls out of alignment, right? So like in music, like we're here, okay, and this is going well. I'm just using this random chord as an example, okay? And then you keep grinding, so it gets a little more, but then stuff comes out of alignment. And while some stuff's still working, it starts to get dissonant and draining, but we don't catch it because it's a lie we've been told. Well, let's push through it. Let's grind through it. Let's hustle harder. Or we hope that, you know what, I'll take a rest after we get to this point. I'll take a break. That place never comes. If we just be real with one another, that doesn't happen. That model works, and it does get results. It's got you amazing results so far until it doesn't work, until you burn out, until you exhaust everything and you crash and burn. And maybe you haven't crashed and burned yet. And if you haven't yet, thank God. I'm so grateful you saw this video, and I'm grateful you're watching this right here and now before you crash and burn. If you have done crash and burn before, thank you for watching this. Please take this and implement. Everybody, please take and implement what I'm going to share with you. Because the moment you stop, the moment, you know, your mind just starts to keep going, the pressure doesn't let up, right? The noise just gets louder and louder and louder, but the moment we stop, we pause. It's incredible. So the lie is this, just to name it just straight up. High performance is not about doing more. You know what high performance is? It's about doing what aligns. Like in that example of music, right? Great. This is stuff flowing smoothly. It's harmonious. But as soon as it starts to get off and dissonant, we start getting drained. And oftentimes, we don't even catch it. So I want to share the real root cause of all of that and share an alignment check, a 5-step alignment check to help you get aligned. But before I hop in there, if you are enjoying this video, can you do me a favor? Just hit like on the video and subscribe so you don't miss any more of these videos. And I have shorts and all these fun things coming out. I would really, really appreciate it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to drop comments or questions you have in the comment section. I would love to hear. So, all right, let's talk about the root cause of this. And it's hard to see at first because it's been so indoctrinated into us of we just got to hustle more, this hustle culture, just grind. And yes, there are times that we need to do things. We need to push and go do those difficult things. Yes. But if they're not aligned things, they're going to steer us off course. And if we're hustling and grinding more, it's just going to take us off course faster, right? You're not overloaded and overwhelmed because you're weak. I want to be clear. You are not weak. You are ridiculously strong. You're just overloaded and feeling overwhelmed and stretched thin and all of those things because you're taking misaligned actions. Because the things you are doing and chasing and all that isn't aligned with who you are and with who you are becoming, with your goals and such. They're not aligned. Now, maybe the goals align, but the pathway getting there is not. So, you know, high achievers struggle because they operate according to expectations instead of truth. Right? We just, this is what is expected of me as a high achiever, as a boss, as a parent, as a son, a daughter, whatever labels are that carries expectations instead of necessarily what our truth is. High performers struggle because they keep absorbing responsibilities that aren't theirs. They're not theirs. They're not their responsibilities. Now, maybe especially as you start, if you're an entrepreneur and you're starting a business, you have lots of roles, lots of hats. I get that. But then how can you start delegating those and taking off those responsibilities that really aren't yours, that you don't need to do or aren't important right now? But oftentimes, for me, I've seen it. I've accepted responsibilities on my shoulders that I should have said no to, that were not mine to carry. Right? They struggle because they override their internal signals. You know, time when you got sick and you're like, I'll just push through, or whatever it is. Oh, my body's saying no. My mind's screaming, no, don't do this. Don't say yes. And what do? You said yes. I'm not here to judge you. I don't want you to judge you or belittle yourself over it. It's just awareness. So now we can gain awareness and adjust accordingly. High achievers struggle because they measure success by output instead of alignment. Oh, look at all these things I got accomplished. Look at all these accolades, the awards on the wall. Look at all these, the KPIs and how freaking rocking they are. Cool. But at the cost of you, your health, your sanity, your peace, it's a high, high cost. And I'll just say that when things are aligned, the output is just as high, if not higher. And it flows easily because it's all aligned. One last reason why high performers struggle. They never learned to upgrade their internal operating system. Think about it. We all were born with this operating system. I call it your energy operating system, like this cup that's poked full of holes. And throughout our life, it's been poked full of holes. Just energy leaks, energy drains, these things that are draining us, saying yes to things that are ours, all these things I've listed and more. And so what do? Well, we do self-care. So we keep pouring things into that cup, like, oh, this will fix it, this will fix it, this will fix it. But what does it do? It just drains. It doesn't actually replenish. The cup never overflows. It never actually gets full because it just drains as soon as it goes in there. Now, maybe you feel good for a day, a week, maybe a month, but you never sustain it. That's why we go through peaks and valleys. It's like this roller coaster. I feel good, I feel like crap. I feel good, I feel like crap, or anywhere between. And it's an exhausting and nauseating roller coaster ride. And you don't have to go beyond that. Yes, life is a ride and there's highs and lows. It's not always going to be highs. I just want to be totally upfront. It's not always going to be highs and yay, sunshine, rainbows, unicorns. No, there are going to be struggles at points, but the highs can get even higher and the lows don't have to be as low or as often. I promise you that. These reasons and others are the reason that success can feel heavy at times. Maybe you felt that way. This is why you feel pulled in 100 directions or 1,000 directions and you feel stretched thin. This is why you can't shut your mind off, no matter what you've tried. You've taken courses, you've done different things, I get it. Well, I want to share a quick alignment check with you, 5 steps, to help you see exactly where your overload is coming from. Okay, so 5 steps to this. So the first question I want you to ask yourself, especially when you start to feel the heaviness, or even if you're feeling heavy right now, just pause and just ask yourself this question. I'm just using the piano to help accentuate it, that's all. So the first question is this true for me? Not is it true for somebody else or for what I think it should be. Is this true for me? So whatever internal feeling, pressure you're feeling, just notice, is this true for me? Because internal pressure drops when truth arises. Next question. Question number 2, is this mine to carry? How many times are you carrying somebody else's thing or stuff that's not your responsibility? So is this mine to carry? Most high achievers feel overloaded because they're carrying things that don't belong to them. Maybe that's the case for you. Number 3, does this support the life I'm trying to build? That's where misalignment happens. While we think, well, this will reach us to this goal, but it's sneaky and it takes us off course. Instead of going straight up here, it takes us off course. So is the action you're taking, is that thing supporting the life you want to create, the life you're trying to build? Okay, that's the third question. The fourth question is, who am I being right now? Who am I being right here and now? You don't burn out from doing too much. Rarely do you burn out from doing too much. You burn out from being who you're not. So who are you right now? Is who you are right here and now aligned with who you want to be? With who are you becoming? Is it aligned or is it not? Again, no judgment, just awareness. And fifth and final question, what would aligned action look like to you? Not perfect action, right? Not perfect, but aligned action. Not heroic action, just go after it, but aligned action. What would that look like for you? Oftentimes, it's these small steps that veer us off course sneakily, so we have to become aware of it and notice, oh, it's starting to veer us off course. But guess what? We make small decisions and we come back. This isn't necessarily rocket science. It's not big crazy things. They're actually relatively obvious in my opinion, but we get blindsided to it. We don't recognize it because, well, we're just in day-to-day life. Well, I got to do this, and then take this next step. So I love surrounding myself with people, places, and things that help me come back into alignment. This is what we do. We teach in our programs. We have a 6-week boot camp and a 12-month transformation where we help people embody these things, not only learn from the frameworks, but customize them, integrate them, and embody them. You can learn more about that in the links below. I'm not here to sell you that. I just want to help you get aligned. And so if you want more, go for it. I'm here. So the alignment check. Is it true for me? Okay, first question, is it true for me? Second, is it mine to carry? 3, does this support the life I'm trying to build? 4, who am I being right now? And 5, what would aligned action look like? Because if you don't know what it looks like, you won't know if you're doing it or not. Okay? When you start asking yourself these 5 questions, your mind starts to quiet. Clarity returns. You stop over-giving. Now, I'm not saying giving is bad, but you stop over-giving. One of the things we teach our energizers, our community, is to never give from an empty cup, never give from under 100 again. So your cup is always full and overflowing. So when you start asking yourself those questions, clarity returns. You stop over-giving. You stop overthinking. You start treating yourself like a person that matters. As a person who has worth. And you stop betraying yourself just to keep up appearances. You shift from being a high achiever, a high producer, to becoming an aligned high performer. And man, it makes all the difference. Your mind settles, your purpose sharpens, your life finally fits you again. How amazing would that be? So I'll say, if this resonated with you, I'd love to hear, drop it in the comments. But also, don't let that insight fade. I invite you to click the link. I have an alignment snapshot. It takes 5 minutes. I record a 5-minute video where I help you recognize the things that are draining you and give you 3 ways you can come back into alignment in 60 seconds or less. All right, so it helps you see where you're aligned, misaligned, and come back into alignment. The link is below. Just click that and yeah, check it out. As always, please hit like, please subscribe, and know this, that you, yes, you right there, you are amazing, you are worthy, you are enough just the way you are. Stop buying into this lie that you have to hustle, you have to grind, you have to do more to get more results. Let's take aligned actions and get the equal amount of results, if not more. You got this. I'm always here to help you and support you if I can. All right. Thank you for being you. Can't wait to read your comments. Keep shining bright. And I can't wait to catch you in our next video. Until then, catch you later. Bye.